This is Glenn Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families. Greetings.
Greetings to you too, Mr. Warren. How are you?
This nice Thursday afternoon around 2 p.m.
Yeah.
2:05.
It's April the 21st, 2022.
2022.
And this year is moving right along.
Yes, April is gone.
Yeah. Can you believe
One
it?
more weekend, man. Like we just started a couple days ago. But
Yeah.
it's 21 days.
I'm gonna have to get my helicopter out of the storage unit because I can't keep up with you these days.
I know. Tell me about it, man.
I heard you were up the coast there.
Oh, yes. We had a good time in Atlantic City, Jersey. My grandson had a all-star game.
Wow. Perfect.
Yeah, they won one, lost one, won one.
Good.
But it was freezing cold up there.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I
freezing
guess
cold.
so because it's been a little chilly here.
Oh, God. I was outside enjoying the football game, but cold.
Cold.
Yeah,
Can't
so
enjoy it like
I
when you
know.
cold. I know
Like-
the cold don't sit well with
I'm
you.
sounding like a little nasally here.
That's
Caught
all
a little
right.
bit of cold, but
We,
my sinuses kind of acted up a little bit. But
we see you.
other than
face.
that, we had a good time. I enjoyed it.
Mhm,
It was a good experience for my grandson.
mhm.
He got an opportunity to be interviewed,
Great.
like the NFL with after the game.
Yeah.
He did a real good interview.
Good.
So
Good.
he's doing really well.
I'm glad you all had a safe trip back.
Yes,
And,
they trip right. Thank God, with no issues at all.
We missed you,
We
and
are back.
yeah. So we've been holding the fort down and doing things here too.
Yes.
So
yes.
I know our viewers, we welcome you aboard. I'd like for you to like this page that you're on and share it with your friends.
Yes.
Promise you won't regret it.
Nope.
We've got good information that we'd like to share,
Yes.
but we need your help. So
Yes,
if you
yes,
could
yes.
just like our page on Facebook, if you're there, if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe and hit that bell so that you'll know where we are or when we are coming on
Yes.
live again. So we
Along
appreciate
the
you.
bell voice.
Yeah,
I get indications all the
yes,
time.
it does.
My
It
friends,
does.
he's coming on.
Mhm.
And I could be doing something, but I'll tune in and watch. So that
Now,
works.
we do have some voyeurs out there. They are watching our page, but they won't comment.
I know y'all.
So,
Come on, let us know.
Yeah. If in order for us to give a shout out to you, you just need to put something in the chat.
Yes.
And if you do that, we will certainly give you a shout out. And we want to thank everyone. So
The first comment was a free mug.
yeah,
This is the mug. You win one. Just put a comment in. It could be, hey y'all.
yeah.
That's all you gotta say. You don't have to reveal your name.
Or just say I'm here.
I'm here.
But at some point you need to let us know so we can send you this mug.
Yes.
But definitely,
Wow.
we want our viewers to interact with us because sometimes we have different questions that we want to hear your opinion on,
Right.
or you might even have some factual information
Yes.
about.
Yes.
We'd like to hear from you.
And we also just want to know that you're listening. That
Oh
you're
yeah,
there, that
absolutely,
you tune in. We want to know
absolutely.
if what we're doing is effective.
I
So
think
yeah, just let us know.
I think Lynn, you've got some friends who said I've been watching you.
I know. They
And
tell me
I've
all
got
the
a
time.
few.
I was like, you
But-
don't let me know that you are.
Yeah. We just don't know you're out there.
Yes.
But we won't bite. Just go ahead and hit that.
Yeah.
chat
So,
button and say, I'm
we're
here.
learning that a lot of people are watching, and we just don't know
Right.
how many people.
Right.
So we just want to know. That's all.
Yeah, and then it helps with our viewership too.
Yes.
The more people we get out, please share it with your friends
Yes.
because we're on a mission. We're
Yes.
definitely on a mission.
Yeah. Healing fathers, saving families.
Yeah. So what's this banner behind us, Glenn?
Oh, this is our Dance at a Distance.
reverse book signing
Mhm.
that we are doing now in the community. Where churches are getting involved. A reverse book signing is an author usually sign a book when he writes.
Right,
When
right.
he signs, have a book signing, he's got a
That's-
little note in there.
Yes.
A reverse book signing means that we don't. I don't. As an author, I don't necessarily write the note, but the people who are donating the book, they
Mhm.
write the note.
Right.
And so we have at a couple churches. Well, one church in particular bought 100 books last week,
Mhm.
about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Last week, we took all 100 books to the church, had a table set out after both services, and all the congregation, well, a lot of them, come and sign the books.
Right.
And these books, each one of these books had 5 or 6 or 7 signatures in them. The front page, the back page,
Mhm.
and the back of the book, James. I'm glad the publisher did this, but they got 2 or 3 blank pages. I didn't ask them to. I didn't know about this.
Right. Right.
They just decided to put some extra blank pages.
Absolutely.
Which worked out perfect for us because that's what people can sign that. So I mean, that's one of those things that I didn't ask. When I wrote the book, I had no idea about reverse book
So
signing, so
now,
I couldn't have planned that.
well, now we've got somewhere for them to sign.
You got some work for them to sign.
Yeah.
It's excellent, and we love it. So we want your church, your organization, as well. Our media person is going to really be doing some good creative graphics we got coming next week about businesses
Mhm.
who can get involved.
Okay.
And so we got the churches and they're hosting book signing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So and in fact, I want to kind of change the subject a little bit, but I was in a meeting yesterday with Kathy from CLI.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
you
yes.
did get to see.
She had to leave early, so we
Right.
didn't get a chance to talk.
Oh,
But
okay. What you
they was
saw.
talking about their beautiful building and how God really expanded them,
Yes.
their growth, and we got to go over there and see them.
Absolutely.
But we're going to be taking some books over there next week. So
Mhm.
CLI is one of our partners who we use this to get the book into the inmates. You guys pay for the books, donate the books. We get the book signed, take them over there, and Kathy and her team distribute them over 1,500 prisons. So we are so grateful for CLI for our partnership with them. It's phenomenal.
Good.
I love it. So next week we got something new. Again, we will talk about the businesses.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna do a spoiler alert, but we got something good that even now kids can get involved
Uh-huh.
as well as our senior citizens
Okay.
can
Great.
get involved.
Great.
So
Great.
we're gonna get the graphic up
So-
this week, and next week we're gonna be talking about what that looks like.
And so we're trying to reach out to the community
Yes.
and different segments of the community to get them involved
Yes.
with this
Yeah.
initiative.
One of my friends named Laura from Connecticut, she put in the chat a few weeks ago. How can we find out how the inmates will respond when they see this book delivered to them
Mhm.
and it's got 10, 8, 9 signatures in the back?
Right.
How is that going to affect them? And we're going to try to figure out a way to how to get that
Get some
feedback.
feedback.
Because it's very, it's a good question. And, we want our inmates, our brothers who's down incarcerated, for whatever reason, they're going to get out one day,
Mhm.
hopefully. And even while they're in there, this book, this course will help them be a father while they're incarcerated. And we want to encourage them.
Mhm.
So when they get this book and they see all the signatures
Yes.
that people have not just donated this book, but they spent time and writing a note,
Absolutely.
a personal note to them to help them think about, when they're doing their time, they can do it with a little bit of peace that people are praying for them and want them to survive and be successful. And their kids need them, even while they're incarcerated.
Absolutely.
So we're very super excited
I
about
know
this.
you are. I know
Yes,
you are.
yes.
And I am too. But we're going to switch gears.
Yes, okay.
And I'd like to piggyback on where we left off last week.
Yes, okay.
We were talking about statistics and how what the effect of a father missing from a family, what that's like. in terms of children, how it affects children.
Yes.
So we're talking children all the way up into the age of probably around 17 or so,
Yes.
how it affects those
Yes.
individuals.
Uh-huh.
And what we learned was quite alarming, but we want to keep going a little bit further about what happens when a dad is present.
Yes.
So, well, let me put a little spin on that one too.
Okay.
There's a notion that only mothers really can do the nurturing and raising those children. We're not taking anything away from mothers. We know they do a great job of raising their families.
Yes.
But there's a question out there: can a father who has the custodial rights to his children, can a father be able to do that same job?
Yes.
Can he raise a family?
Yes.
So if you allow me a second,
Yes.
I'm going to read something from the back of the book.
Yes.
And our viewers are just, if you bear with me for a minute, because I think we need to tie this all in, and I'm gonna ask you a question. So get ready, Glenn.
Yes. Yes. Is that Reverend John, Dr. John
Yates?
Yates the third? Is he there? How you doing, Pastor? Good to see you.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to read this, and it's on the back of our book. After separation and divorce, the greatest misconception some end up believing is that a child's is primarily a mother's responsibility. From catering to the nutritious needs of children to keeping them secure by providing shelter and clothing, she is expected to bring up the kids in a socially, mentally, and physically nurturing environment. While the role of the mother is undoubtedly essential, a father disregarding his part in their children's lives is extremely unfair, incorrect, and irresponsible. And I go on. On the other hand, what is to be done when the parents split up? How is a father to nurture his children all by himself? Would a person who in the past has never given much thought to parenting be able to raise his children in a befitting manner? So Glenn, this came right off the back of our book, our textbook, I Am a Father Forever. And that's our curriculum in there as well. But my question to you is, is it possible that a man who has the custodial rights of his children, can he be effective in raising his children under his roof, all by himself? What do you think about that statement?
Absolutely so. In fact, that's why I wrote that in the back of the book.
Okay.
Because there is this misconception that fathers cannot be the custodial father.
And let me say also, we do have a couple of dads in our program right now. More than a couple, but we do have several who have custodial rights to their children.
And even society looks at that. Because most of the time, and a lot of times, there's a lot of reasons why, that the mom are left with the kids. Sometimes it's a father's choice.
Right.
He goes off. Or sometimes maybe he don't think he has the ability to do it himself. Not only that, but sometimes society is more apt to give the mom custody of the kids instead of the father.
Okay.
And again, there's a lot of reasons why.
Let me interrupt you one more time. I would like for our viewers to why don't you share with us your thoughts on this very same topic that we're getting ready to go into. What do you think a father is able to do? Is he going to be successful or not? Is this something that he can or cannot do? Would like to hear from you. So please just type it in the chat what you think, and we're going to go on.
Yes, the question is, can a father be an effective custodian parent?
Right.
And the truth is absolutely yes.
Okay.
It is absolutely yes. Now, I watched the movie Kevin Hart. I can't think of the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Where he raised
it was an infant.
Yeah. The mom ended up, I think she died.
She died.
Birth or something.
Right.
And people telling him he couldn't raise his kids,
Right.
his child, but he ended up, stumbling and fumbling,
Right.
but
right.
he ended up doing it.
Yes.
And so I know absolutely from personal experience, James,
Okay. All right.
that this can happen. In fact, when we were, my wife and my ex-wife and I were married 15 years, had 3 wonderful kids, and we decided we was going to split, go our separate ways. And at the time, the kids were decided to stay with me because I had a more income and all that. So,
Yeah.
but now I remember, going to bed that night,
Mhm.
and when everything was finalized.
It's quiet
And
now.
I'm going to bed that night, and I lay down and I go to sleep, and I woke up like 2 o'clock in the morning thinking, I don't even know how to cook.
Right. Right.
And I got 3 kids in the house.
Me either.
I got a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old
Right.
in my house now.
Wow.
And I am the custodial parent now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first thing that I've got to cook
Mm-hmm.
for them.
Right.
So I remember getting up that morning and saying, oh God, there's nobody that I can tell.
You can't hand that off.
I can't hand this off to nobody.
Right.
I got to do this. And I remember, James, the first time, I didn't know how to cook. Okay, so the little story about me growing up in the country, my mom cooked for me,
Mm-hmm.
my sister cooked for me.
Right.
Then I went to college.
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 hots in the cot.
Right.
I got out of college in May. I got married in July.
Right.
My ex-wife started doing cooking then.
Mm-hmm.
So she cooked for 15 years.
Right.
So I never,
Cooking
was never a part
a
of my,
stranger to the kitchen.
never part of my priority. I never had to cook.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am now, faced with 3 kids that I got to cook, not just for myself,
Mm-hmm.
but for 3 kids,
Wow.
7, 9, and 11.
Ooh.
And the first time I made spaghetti, James,
Mm-hmm.
I've shared this story, but I watch people cook.
Right. Right.
Watch them doing the beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
I watch people put hamburgers in the pan and get the hamburger cooked.
Right.
I put the noodles in the pot,
Mm-hmm.
boil it to a perfect boil.
Right.
Everything was good. But what I didn't do was drain the grease
Mm-hmm.
from the pot before I poured it in the bowl with the spaghetti.
Right. Right.
So I got about that much of grease
Wow.
on the top of the spaghetti in the pot. And my 7-year-old daughter, she was 7 then.
Mm-hmm.
She's 36 now. It's
Mhm.
almost 30 years ago. Time flies.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she's like, Daddy, we can't eat this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she at 7 years old, she probably knew more about cooking
Mm-hmm.
than I did.
So that takes greasy spoon place to the
Yeah,
next
so we
level.
end up threw the whole thing away. So I end up learning how to cook a little bit.
Right.
We ate a lot of chicken,
Mhm.
prepared chicken like Hardee's.
Mhm.
Had an 8-piece box.
Right.
I would go to Hardee's and make Hardee's churches, KFC, get the chicken already cooked.
Right.
Stop at my Food Lion, get the vegetables,
Mhm.
and we had a big meal.
Right.
But I never did know how to fry chicken. I never did fry chicken. Because why should I would have had enough people
Right.
to fry it for me?
Mhm.
So but I learned how to cook.
Okay.
I don't like cooking. I don't cook now,
Mhm.
but I learned how to do it.
Yeah.
So fathers can. Now, are we going to stumble a little bit? Maybe so.
Yeah.
Because cooking they come natural to me.
Right.
It may come to there's a lot of men that cook better than women,
Oh yeah.
for that matter. So you can't say
Yeah.
we can't learn how to cook.
Right. Right.
We gotta plow stuff. The other thing is, James, the first time I went to file child support
Mhm.
down at the child support office,
Mhm.
on the application itself, it had where is she working?
Mhm.
No, where is he working?
Where is he working?
Where is he? What's his address?
Mhm.
What is his occupation?
Mhm.
So I went up to the lady and just walked out he and put her.
Right.
I said,
Right.
y'all need to change this application
Right.
because society
Mhm.
even thinks that the mom is more fit
To raise.
to raise the kids than the father.
Mhm.
And again, there's a lot of reasons why we think that,
Right.
but that is not true.
Yeah.
It is not true. Again, a woman can learn how to take care of her car.
Mhm.
She may have some questions. She may struggle a little bit, but she can learn how to do it.
So let me move you a little further along. So when they started getting really older, maybe young teenagers, I think the two boys were much older than the baby.
They're 2 years apart.
Oh, 2 years apart.
Yes.
So when everybody's a teenager, what are some of the joys that you all experienced during that time of you being the primary kid?
We all kind of in the kitchen, my daughter is becoming the primary cook, and she's 7. But we used to have a lot of we have movie nights, and we have a movie night every Friday night where we go out. Everybody pick out a movie,
Right.
and we'll sit and we'll watch the movie.
Okay.
That's why I got hooked on the Lion King. I watched it 1,000 times.
Mhm.
But
Want to say hi to Kyle Perkins? How you doing, Kyle?
Yeah,
Thanks for joining.
yeah. So we did a lot of things together.
Mhm.
The kids involved, different things and activities.
Mhm.
So
Now you were still working doing this?
I went to full time. I couldn't work too many part time jobs
Right.
because my kids wasn't at that age.
Yeah.
Thank God for my family. I had a lot of good family support.
Mhm.
I had a good church support.
Yeah.
My church was my kids were, in and out of church for a long time. So
you had built up.
I had a
this,
structure.
this,
Yeah.
this support
Yes,
structure
yes.
to help
Yeah.
you
Yes.
as you were doing
Yes.
this. This was a big task, especially.
Yes. And I went to a friend of mine when all this started happening, and a lawyer, and I asked him, what I need to do and blah blah blah. And she looked at me and she said, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a social worker.
Mhm.
I'm a case manager."
Right.
She said, "Wow, you already doing this work.
Mhm.
Just look at your kids as
That's
one of
your
the
clients.
kids, one of the child you got to manage.
Uh-huh.
Look at those are your kids. You know how to manage people
Mhm.
because that's your job.
Mhm.
Now you just got to manage your kids
Right.
and your house."
I hear you.
And so I had to shift those skill levels now to a personal
Okay.
level.
So let me ask you another question then. So those were some of the joys, going to having movie night and
Those stuff together,
things
and
together. So what were some of the not so pleasant moments?
when the kids get sick, I didn't have my ex-wife wasn't there
Mhm.
at home,
Mhm.
so I had to take off work.
Mhm.
And I'm saying, we doing this as single fathers, now.
Right.
But single moms do it all.
Yeah, they do
the
it all
time.
the time.
So I'm not bragging, saying, we doing it. Thank God we finally doing it.
Yes.
But mom sometimes she had no choice.
Mhm.
She, whatever reason the guy left,
Mhm.
and now mom is the primary responsibility of
Mhm.
taking Johnny to the hospital
Right.
when he gets sick, taking off work,
Yeah.
making, picking him up, dropping him off from daycare. She has to do this a lot of times by herself.
And nobody knows.
And nobody knows.
All the
knows.
troubles and all
Exactly.
the things
And
that she
she's
might
up
go through.
late at night, and when the kids get sick,
Yeah.
she's got to get up and make sure. And then she got to do her job and perform on her daytime job because she can't afford not to work. She's got two kids, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's again, fathers, thank God, we are finally stepping up to the plate. But this is something mom has been doing forever, and they have managed how to do it. My goal is to try to get more fathers to step up to the plate as well.
So one last thing then, how do we encourage fathers who have found themselves in this situation? Because as in the Kevin Hart movie, his wife died at childbirth, and he was left with his baby girl. But what encouraging words could you give to a new father or a father who's now find himself in those types of situations?
Try to get some supportive family members, church members. Fathers Forever is a program for not just struggling dads, but young dads, new dads. So get involved in a program like ours
Mhm.
that we can meet on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis.
Right.
They help you walk through some things and let you know that you're not alone.
Sometimes men, folks, we just don't like to do that.
We don't like to do that.
We don't like to get counsel
We try to
from
figure out
anybody.
all
Yeah.
but it's
we want to have the answers inside of
you
us.
know
But sometimes the answer is not there.
we need help too.
Yeah.
So reach out to try to build a brain, put together a good, strong support system. Again, whether it's family,
Mhm.
churches, friends, and to help, and to have somebody to talk to. Because it can be difficult. It's gonna be hard. But there's some times that I woke up at night and said, God, what am I gonna do? But it got done. It got done, and it was never a burden that I say I want to throw my hands out. I don't want to do this anymore. It never came there.
Right.
It wasn't easy, but it never came to I'm dealing with this.
Yeah.
My kids to me was more important. And I'm saying, if mom can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And I watched thousands of moms in the field that I worked in. I work with adults, a lot of times depression. And a lot of these men or women that come to me, part of my, my full-time job, depressed, angry, they're mad. They felt abandoned, they left out, and they got these kids, and they don't have no help. So that's one of the things that helped propel me into what I'm doing. My own life story, but also watching these moms like, where's these fathers at?
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
Yeah.
Do you not know what you're doing to your kids? And also leaving her out to do all this work by herself. That's why I said it was, what was the words? Unfair, incorrect, and irresponsible.
Yes. We want to give a shout out to Sakara Casado. I know I messed up your name before, but welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us today. And Glenn, we're going to close with that. If you can give us some final thoughts on why fathers need to be a part of this program. I talked to a dad the other day, and he said, I'm a good parent. I'll do everything right, blah, blah, blah. But is good enough?
Nah, I mean,
is being good enough?
One of the guys told me, he said, I thought I was a good father.
Right.
Until I started coming to the program. And then I realized how much I wasn't. So a lot of times we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
We think we're doing a good job. When like you get a guy in the ring and he won a lot of the battle, but he fought nobody.
Right.
Of
stature.
Of stature.
Or outside of his pond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my thing is to, our program things is for young fathers, struggling fathers,
absolutely,
and good fathers who want to be great fathers.
Absolutely.
So we want, if you're good, we want to make you great.
Yes.
If you're struggling, we want to make you good.
Yes.
If you are new, we want to make you a pro at it. We want to make you a pro at it.
Absolutely.
So this fatherhood thing is attainable. It's good, and our kids need it, and it is not fair for the mom to have to be left with this burden by herself.
Right.
So that's my thinking. All fathers, get on deck, find out what you need to do. We got some exercise days that we do with our fathers. We kind of set them up here. Talk about a little bit more of that, but memories is important, and so create some good memories with your kids by being there and the present and being so. I'm really excited about what we're doing and what we're doing at Father Forever and all the good help that God has sent our way. The people who have helped us along the way. I couldn't ask for better staff. I couldn't ask for better volunteers. It's just phenomenal to be able to help these men transition to being the father that they were created to be.
Absolutely.
And they could happen that way. I know I get a little work.
That's okay. That's okay. So with that, we're going to go ahead and please check out our commercial. We're going to let it run after we sign off.
Yes.
And Glenn, you want to take us out?
All right, everybody, be safe. We got one more thing she said we got to do.
One more thing.
The cash. Yeah.
Oh yes. We just hold on for 30 seconds. We're still in our Dads at a Distance fundraiser donations for our books. We're at 157.
Oh wow, 157. Okay.
So I think we need to change our goal.
Yes.
And maybe make it to 200.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been getting some good response.
Got some good response.
So Cash App, with the oath that get really, a book a month.
Yeah, that would be 12 books.
12 books a year.
Yeah.
$22. And also it's a write-off.
Yeah.
Because we're a nonprofit, you can write that off.
Yes.
As part of your tax thing. So please donate this book. Help us donate. We could not afford to get this book into the minutes, and we couldn't do it. We don't have the finance to do it. That's why we're asking for our community to help us get
Absolutely.
this book into these hands.
So that's Cash App, $ Fathers Forever, or PayPal @Fathers Forever. And you can make your donations there. We'll be sure to get the books out, and you'll be part of that family that
Yes.
sending books to the prison.
Yes.
And then you can get your merchandise by visiting our site, fathersforever.square.site. So that should about do it. So if you all would, we want to thank you for joining us today.
Yes,
And
yes,
please
yes.
remember to share this page, like it, and share it with your friends. And again, we want to hear from you as
To hear
well.
from you, yes.
You know?
And you can go back and watch this this broadcast.
Yes.
Even have to go off the air, and not only that, but when you watch it, send it, put it on your timeline,
Mhm.
share it on your timeline.
Yes.
So that's what you can do to us to help us get the word out.
Mhm.
Somebody may not know what we're doing, and share it on your side, on your timeline, and they'll see it and maybe want to buy a book. So we're asking you to yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Put this broadcast on your timeline on
Absolutely.
Facebook.
Yes.
And get that.
And then our media folks are telling us that we have the scholarships for our university.
Yes.
So if you think you don't have the money, talk to us. Let us
Yeah,
know.
we have some
and we'll make
scholarships
some things happen.
Yeah, so some of my donors donated some scholarships, so we got some scholarships that help pay for your tuition for the 12 classes, which includes a book.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to say goodbye to you all, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah, be safe and enjoy life.
Goodbye.
This is Glenn Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families.